Dragon Ball Z has been celebrated for its explosive fights, power-ups, and world-ending showdowns. But beneath the spectacle, the series offers something less obvious, a narrative structure that mirrors many core teachings of Mahayana Buddhism. While the show was not designed as a religious text, its central character arc, narrative cycles, and thematic patterns align closely with key concepts found in Buddhist philosophy. From the very beginning, the story of Goku presents the image of a being who arrives in this world under unusual conditions. He falls from the stars, a member of an alien warrior race sent to conquer Earth. But after a head injury erases his original programming, he grows into something unexpected. A kind and curious and selfless figure devoted not to domination, but to self-transcendence. This movement, from destructive potential to awakened restraint, echoes the Mahayana view that all beings possess the seed of Buddhahood, regardless of their origins or karmic history. Goku's life is defined by sadhana, continuous practice. He trains in solitude, seeks out mentors, and subjects himself to austere conditions not for fame or wealth, but to refine his inner potential. In one early arc, he climbs Korin's tower to reach a wise teacher who forces him to confront the limits of his patience and endurance. Later, he enters the hyperbolic time chamber, a space where time stretches infinitely, and trains for a full year in near isolation. These scenes bear resemblance to the tapas, spiritual austerities, undertaken by bodhisattvas and forest renunciates in the Buddhist tradition who voluntarily withdraw from comfort in order to deepen their wisdom and understanding. Throughout the series, the most profound shifts in Goku's power occur not through aggression, but through letting go. The form known as Ultra Instinct represents a state where action flows without thought, where the body responds before the mind interferes.
Ultra Instinct!
In Buddhist terms, this reflects samatha, calm abiding, and the emergence of nirvikalpa jnana, non-conceptual awareness. The mind becomes still, and from that stillness, spontaneous action arises. In the Dhammapada, it is said, "The one who has conquered himself is greater than the one who conquers 1,000 men in battle." This is the shift Goku undergoes repeatedly, away from outward strength toward inner clarity. Death, in Dragon Ball Z, is not an endpoint, rather it's a recurring threshold. Goku dies more than once, and each time he returns changed. These deaths are not reversals of fate, but rather transitions, liminal moments that strip away attachment and prepare him for deeper responsibility. In Buddhist cosmology, samsara is not a singular cycle, but a repeating pattern of birth, death, and rebirth driven by ignorance and desire. Goku's returns from death are not triumphs over mortality, but moments of transformation, times when he becomes less bound by self-interest and more aligned with service to others. The show's battles are often misread as celebrations of violence, but if we look closer, we see restraint, mercy, and ethical struggle. Goku repeatedly refuses to kill his enemies, even when doing so would be easier. He gives them chances to change. He teaches them through confrontation. His enemies are not destroyed, they are transformed. This reflects the bodhisattva ideal, the vow to aid in the liberation of all beings, even at personal cost. In one instance, after defeating Frieza, the tyrant who destroyed Goku's homeworld, Goku chooses to spare his life, offering him energy to escape a dying planet. This act, while seemingly foolish in a utilitarian sense, is consistent with the Mahayana ethic of compassion rooted in non-dual awareness. Moreover, Goku is not attached to victory. When he loses a fight, he treats it as data, not failure. He doesn't cling to status, legacy, or identity. His joy comes from the act of practice itself, from testing the limits of what he can become. This attitude reflects the teaching of anatta, non-self, the recognition that clinging to a fixed identity is the primary source of suffering. Goku changes forms, roles, and names throughout the series, but never becomes rigid in how he sees himself. He holds a flexibility of his self-concept that is encapsulated in many Buddhist teachings. In contrast to the villains, who are obsessed with power, permanence, and domination, Goku moves fluidly between states, dying, evolving, releasing, and returning. His lifestyle is also telling. Goku lives simply, often detached from material wealth, recognition, or status. Despite being one of the most powerful beings in the universe, he shows no interest in ruling, controlling, or gaining followers. In this way, he embodies a subtle form of shunyata, emptiness, not as nihilism, but as the absence of attachment. He has power, but no possession, influence, but no desire to wield it. His strength is inseparable from his humility. Perhaps the most important parallel lies in how Dragon Z treats awakening. No character arrives at their highest form immediately. Transformation requires time, effort, failure, and grace. There are no shortcuts. This mirrors the Buddhist path, where bodhi, awakening, is not a gift but a consequence of repeated action, ethical discipline, and insight. Even when Goku reaches new heights of strength, he does not stop. He begins again. This continual return to practice reflects the Mahayana principle that awakening is not a static endpoint, but a living process, one that deepens through compassion, practice, and participation in the world. None of this is to say that Dragon Ball Z is a Buddhist text. Obviously, it's not. It's a long-running animated series designed to entertain. But like many lasting works of culture, it reflects patterns that stretch across spiritual traditions. Its characters model qualities that have been shaped by Buddhist practice for centuries: clarity, compassion, effort, and non-attachment. And through Goku, we are offered an image not of a hero who dominates others, but of a hero who refines himself through discipline and restraint. The qualities that define Goku's journey are not fictional. They are not divine gifts. They are human capacities, unlocked through training, attention, and humility. Goku's path is not a fantasy of power, rather, it's a framework for growth. So the question is no longer whether these principles are hidden in the story. The question is, if Goku can walk that path, what's stopping us from doing the same? If this video was interesting for you, feel free to like and subscribe to see more content like this. There's also a Patreon for anyone who'd like to support the channel. This video couldn't be made without the kindness and support of people like you. Thanks for watching.